Hey everyone, and welcome back to part 12 of our Tunic playthrough. Last time we went through this creepy cathedral, made some decent progress, but still got some way to go and some very creepy imitations of us to take on. Right now we're trying to clear out this bunch. I'm trying to concentrate and talk, but honestly it's a bit distracting when all these chaps are causing mayhem about us. Just going to explore these corners if possible. Looks like there would have been, or could have been something there, but I am wrong. Anything behind any pillars? Nope. So we've cleared that up and it now looks as though is he looking? He is looking somewhere there. That's peculiar. Let's just chuck it. Oh, didn't mean to chuck it like that. No. Means that's probably on the other side of the wall. Which means there's going to be something that we missed this way. Is this room? Okay, oh great, he's coming all the way through. Oh, does that mean it? Okay. Let's actually see if we're still going to look that way through the wall. Might have been the enemy he was looking at. Yeah, it was. So, to avoid being caught up to by that enemy, we're going to head down this lift now. Hopefully they don't randomly drop on top of us. Doesn't seem like they can. Right, got a sneaky little path down here. I think this is to a shop. $2,500. I think we can afford one of those. Then I'm wondering if it's worth, we've also got a money box to shatter, so actually we've got plenty. We have 12 dynamite plus 3 regular regenerating ones, so even if we used all our dynamite we'd still have 4 to spare, which is perfectly fine. We haven't got through fire bombs yet, but don't think we need to worry about that too much. We don't have a well to toss any coins into right now, so we won't worry about that just yet. Let's have a little consult of the map. You can see we're about to go down a ladder to a scary place that says, that talks about, legend says, wearing this allows you to do something extraordinary. But that is nothing to do with that. You can see it looks like some statues. We'll find that out shortly. I don't know if there are any other sneaky little paths to go down. Nope, doesn't look like it. And I don't see a fox head looking anywhere, so that is a good sign. I think we rested because we've got full everything, but we're going to do that again just in case. And now let's go into the madness. So we go down this ladder and we fall off the bottom of it. And we're presented with a lovely arena looking area, which has plenty of bad guys in it. Oh, of course, because we've got quite limited amounts of magic. Okay, so the idea here is that each one of these statues represents a type of enemy that we will be facing once we activate the statue and light the candle in front of it. These are several ways to deal with, and this one over here is a restock of your health potions, so currently that would be madness to take that. But the idea being if you get quite far through but need some health back, then that can be a lifeline. So you may notice these guys, we've come up against them before. They are what I'd consider the hardest group to deal with here. So we are going to make an attempt to deal with them first. This actually, I was thinking it was very similar to the ones we faced above, but it's actually the Garden Knight, the first boss we ever faced. It's one of him. And when I say one of him, that's only for the time being, because there is another one. But as you can see, if you're pretty aggressive, you're generally okay. Now if we can sidestep that, then we can get another good few hits and we should be fine. Okay, so that was pretty hectic, but generally fine. Now, I think we're going to go with the frogs next. Can't remember what order I usually try to do this in. But this is going to be some of the little ones and then eventually some of the big ones. For the time being, we're able to quite easily keep on top of the small ones, but they're going to start spawning quicker, and there's going to eventually be a point where there'll be too many of them for us to reasonably handle. And we've also got the shield guys, which we're going to want to tank. So here we have 2 shield guys that we can realistically tank about or kite about quite a bit without too much hassle. We sort of want to get to the point where we've baited out both of them to start attacking. Get a couple hits in, get away. Unfortunately, they're now out of sync, which is a little bit inconvenient. One dynamite would solve the majority of the situation, but instead we want to... I'm not quite sure why he's being so awkward about that. See, this is the situation we want to be in, where we've got... Oh, nearly. They're both in sync and it allows us to deal with one of them. Okay, that wave wasn't too bad. Now we're going to go with these fellas, which I can never remember what their name is, but your sort of first enemy or first big guy with sword that you ever dealt with. We're just going to have a few of those with their swords as is. And I think a little later on we'll have a couple with shields, and we might have an even bigger one, like the first mini boss. Oh yeah, that's the fella. Oh yeah, we want to stay away from that. This becomes a bit of a harder situation to manage because there's quite a few of them. However, if we just kite them around a little bit, that should mostly deal with them. Now we just need to handle this guy, which is very much a hit once or twice and cheese it. Okay, we are in a pretty decent position, to be honest. Only used a couple of potions. Now this one's a bit chaotic. Your friend is the sprint button. We're going to try and deal with one of those straight away. Yeah, so as you can see, we've got some madness going on there. We just want to run around until we can get close enough to someone to get an opening. Generally, you don't need to worry too much about using the left trigger to target, because that can sort of slow you down a little bit. And yeah, we just wait for an opening. Slowly whittling down on them. Or whittling them down rather. Ooh, that was not what we wanted to happen, obviously. And this is the trick of it, is that it's quite hard to find the time to take a potion break. So get your 2 hits in and run away. Now we can see how much health is left, and we're down to the last one. And that is another wave down. We'll have a potion there. I'm going to put on this. So this is the skeletal friends that we just came across in the graveyard. I think we actually maybe have come across some of these before. I think there will have been some like them in the dark tomb early on. So best thing to do here, because they are spawning very quickly, as you can see. Again, sprint is your friend. You want to make a circle round them, avoiding getting hit, waiting for them to all spawn, which is going to take a while. And I believe that's all of them. So what we want to do is chuck a dynamite in there, get them all grouped up again. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh my god, that was a big old mistake, wasn't it? Threw the dynamite in the wrong direction. However, we're still in a relatively good position. Gonna have another potion just because we've got the gap. And that should be the end of that wave. Okay, so we're at the position where we just have one wave left. We don't actually have to take the potion one over here if we don't want to. And this final wave is arguably the easiest, but the most important thing to have equipped is the wand. And you'll see why in just a moment. And that was it. It got very close there. I did take a couple hits when I didn't really want to. But you can see we have now cleared the waves required and this chest has spawned. And then we've just unlocked this, which you can see goes above our head. And you'll recognize it from this symbol here. It's very familiar. It's going to allow us to do something extraordinary. I think it doesn't have its name anywhere, but it's up there with our shield and lantern. And I just pressed the A button there, so I just wanted to roll, but you'll notice that now we actually do a little teleport, which means that we can get over here and then across again and out. Okay, so you can see we're back somewhere in the swamp. Gonna have a little look around for any hidden chests or anything. Chest down there, but this is something that has been alluded to before. I mean, it's a lot clearer now because it's hinting heavily at it. You've got this sort of aura here, but if we go to page 20 something, wherever it is. Oh no, not this one. 24 was asked to go to by one of the other ones, but where? I can't remember, so we're going to have a little look through. Ah yeah, down here. So here is the one telling you to look at page 24 to do some praying, and you can see we've got two different things here. First is our teleporter, and the other one is what we're stood at right now, and it's one of the graves of the hero. So we're just gonna have a little look around here first in case we come across anything like that. Just a few extra coins to help us on our way. And now we want to have a little pray. This is somewhere you can go anywhere, or this is somewhere you can go at any point during the game, the hero's grave, but until this point in the game, you're not able to get across to these next bits because you don't have the teleport. But now that we do have that ability, we can go across here, and I mean these areas are actually blank before you die and come to the swamp anyway, because you've not lost those abilities, as far as I can remember anyway. I might be talking utter rubbish, and maybe they do have the little items on them before, but you can see here we've just regained our SP. It's no longer in a grayed out bar, so we have a bit more stamina, which is really handy because each one of these teleports that we do does cost a little bit of stamina, and now we can use them to head on our merry way. Means we can potentially explore a couple of areas we couldn't before. So if you remember, don't think we can get across this one, no. I was going to say there was a chest over there that we couldn't get before, but we still can't get it because we're not in the right place. There's a little chest down there somewhere. Haven't got that yet. Yeah, also allowed us to teleport slightly up, so it means we can get onto this barricade. We can also go across here, across these boundaries, following across everything, trying to find a way down, which I think actually let's go over here first. Does this go anywhere of interest? No, so that just leads us there, but I think that's as far as we can go in that direction. Maybe we can come back over here, yeah. And yeah, you would be able to climb this little thing, get across to a chest here. Ain't that fun? Whilst we are here as well, we will just go into this area, because I can't remember. Okay, so we'll go back through to the previous area in a bit, but you can see we can teleport across there, and we're also going to be able to get this page. We'll leave that there for just a moment because I mean, I'm not going to forget, but it's going to be a nice indicator of where we need to go next. I just want to go back here. Let's check we can't go anywhere else. Because I believe we can get down over here as well. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh. Yep, seems that way. I thought there was a way down over here that allowed us to get down back to that statue. So instead, we're going to go once again back the way we've just been. Going to collect this page, and well, that's a very familiar sight now. We've got, again, the same battle fought uncountable times. Heir to the heir. So we can assume that is the heir, and we are the heir to the heir. And that's the fight that we got killed in earlier. But it's interesting to see and get that little bit of extra lore. But we can keep going over here. I think we're... No, we can't go down there, can we? I was thinking there would be a way down to that chest beneath, but there's not. I think this is something we still... Oh no, we did already get that chest. Cool. Let me just check our file at the end there. Oh yeah, it's just that. Don't have to go through the waterfall now, we can just teleport across. So now what we sort of want to do in this lovely realm is try and find ourselves a few more hero graves. So you may have remembered this as well. We weren't able to get this before. Now we can teleport, we can. And this is conveniently the route we sort of wanted to come to. So you can see we have normal health bar and it's got them coloured. Then we've got the ghost one where it's got a line in it, and then this step here to make it golden, question mark. You've got some indication of praying at the heroes' graves, coming to this place where we just were, and then getting our powers back. And that links to page 23, which do we have yet? No, we don't. But we're going to assume it's going to be part of this praying hold A for 3 seconds rather. Okay, so now and we've got this other page, the Holy Cross. And this is a rather large part of the game. So you'll see here, we've got some directional arrows. We've got the D-pad if you're using a controller, or the arrow keys if you're on mouse and keyboard. And you've got these sort of silver doors with some things inlaid to them, some sort of arrows or direction patterns, I guess. And right here, this top left one, you'll actually notice is, what's the button to look at the background? Oh, not that one. Is it B? Oh no, it wasn't B. I wanted to, it's clicking the stick. So you can see we're in a very similar place to that top left one. Very convenient, and a fox is stood next to that door. So what we're going to do is look at this pattern on here. So you can see there's a couple of mirrored patterns. Let's see if this person, Holy Cross. So that's another hint. I don't know if this person says anything. Nothing in particular. Okay, so at this door we've got a few different directions we can follow. So for the sake of just experimenting, I can't remember if it matters too much, but we're going to start, let's say, the top left of the left door, and on the D-pad or arrow keys if you're on mouse and keyboard, we're going to press right, down, right, up. That didn't work. So if instead we start at the point that has this sort of diamond and do the opposite of that pattern, we'll go down, left, up, left. And that's opened this doorway. So we're going to go in there, see what we can find. Another lovely page, which again, that just gives us the hint here. So you can see it tells us down, right, up, left, up, right, which if you were to look at the right door, that would be the pattern that you'd follow. And there is some hidden secrets. Holy Cross is the one that gives you the way to that. There's the golden path, which is at page 49. I believe will probably be to do with the door in the mountain, but we haven't got any page on number 49 yet. We've got this overworld one here, which if you remember, that is up by where we got the wand originally. We don't know what these two are. We've got this purple arrow and we've got this sort of little fireworks sort of thing. But there is also a pattern down here which we're just going to, don't know. Yeah, that's just the one that's on the board there, so we don't need to worry too much about that. It's just the tutorial door. And yeah, clearing the game. Your rightful place is option A. That appears to be fighting with the air. But yeah, that's all we've got of the puzzle so far. So our next destination, because we've only just sort of discovered these patterns, well, we have a couple of missions. First of all, we need to get to more hero graves. And second, we've got these new powers that we can use to open doors. So if we head back to the map of the area we're actually on, which is a little bit further along, you can see we're down here and you can see that door is inscribed there. So the bit we got shown on the last page is that golden monument up there, up by the mountain door. Do we have any others that are visible? I think there's one over here by the entrance we just came through, so that's one to look for. I think there's one, yeah, in that area there, which is a sort of pass that takes you through to East Forest. By the way, we will start, our first destination will be that golden one up the top there. You can see we don't really have any enemies about, which is interesting to say the least. Some of the bridges and whatnot have disappeared, so paths are slightly different. I think the easiest way up to the golden place up there is going to be diving along here. Okay, so here you can see we've got our diamonds in the middle. We'll follow the right hand half of this, so we'll go up, right, down, right, up, left. And we just have a page appear. So if we open that up, we've got a secret gathering place and final treasure. We've got a pattern here that we can put in, and you can see it's interesting, it says 100%, but that's to get 100%, I think. We've got a bunch of, well, a checklist really. So let's see what happens if we go and press that symbol. But first of all, I'm just going to, it's not a setting I've used before, but I've seen on, or seen people mention it. It's not extra, it's accessibility, I think. Is it sequence assistance? No, I don't think so. Not audio puzzle assistance. That's interesting. They've just got an auto for that. I thought it was, maybe it is this sequence assistance. Yeah, so that. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that is, okay, so what's our pattern? Up, left, up, right, down, right. Up, left, up, right, down, right. Okay, so you put in a pattern and then it confirms that pattern for you. You can cancel it or not. So up, left, up, right, down, right. Seems to be forming somewhere down there. So let's get down to that location. Going to be slightly more difficult to get down there, but I think there's another page in the location roughly that it's taking us. I think we can just hop across there. Not sure that was the place we wanted to go, but I think there is, yeah, there's a page here that I wanted to get. Oh, if I can actually, yep, get to it. Okay, so that page doesn't, okay, we have long time ago, civilization, Holy Cross, the power to defy death, seems to be sealing people inside things. A terrible power rises. Seems like someone who looks awful familiar was in the cathedral with a bunch of goons tying up things. The world is thrown into ruin. And we've got some crazy looking bad guys. A prison and a beacon. The heir to the air, and the Holy Cross. So you've got the three bits around, or the three like parts of this prison for the heir, and awaiting a worthy successor, the golden path. So new page there. Let's go off the other side, and I think up, left, up, right, down, right. it's sending us back behind here. So up, left, up, right, down, right. You can see it's on that sort of back wall there, which is also reflected here. So this is going to be a bit of a trickier one. This is why you start needing a pen and paper for these sorts of things. But you can see the path. If we take the right hand side, it goes down, right, up, up, left, up, right, up, and then it goes left and it's sort of out of our field of view. But if we hold down the left trigger, we can see it then goes up, left, up, right, up, left, down, right, down, left. And that actually maybe isn't even the end of it. So down left and then down right, down, presumably, then left, down, right. Okay, so we're just gonna wing this and try and follow that line because it's a bit rogue and also very difficult to say out loud. That didn't work. So what I'm going to do is pause it for a moment. I'm going to actually get out a pen and paper, which I recommend you will do when you get to this bit of the game, because you start getting into these puzzles and then make more of a note of what it is that you're trying to do. So drawing out the pattern you've got, because here it's incomplete, and just recreating that on your paper so that you can then have a bit of a better final view of what you need to input rather than having to sort of do it on the fly. Obviously it doesn't need to be too accurate if you are drawing out, and I am 100% just stalling for time here. So we've got that top bit which goes in there and then back out. This is going to mean nothing to you, so I may edit through a bit of this. Okay, I've got a rough pattern I'm going to input, and I'll see whether or not I'll put it in the accessibility one. Just so that you can all see what pattern I've come to in the end. And that appears to be the wrong one. Let's have a look through and see where we've gone wrong. Okay. It's typical, isn't it? Am I looking at the wrong bit for that? Oh, is that the top up there? Yeah, that is the top up there. I start going on some wild adventures with this. So I'm gonna just draw it out again because I'm making it needlessly complicated. I thought it was connecting in some spaces where it wasn't, but actually it's a shorter sequence than I'm giving it credit. Okay, that looks more reasonable. Let's try that again. And now we get a audio little prompt that we have indeed put in the correct thing. And now if we open that, we get absolutely nothing, but you'll see that lovely fairy there. They're just hanging around in this spot. Souls returned 1. So now I think if we go on to our checklist, wherever that was, somewhere towards the end, you can now see that we've got the one in the secret gathering place. So that is 1 down, and how many are there? About 10, 22 in total, so 1 down and 11 to go. And now if we do the same thing to try and find a fairy or lost soul, you'll see that that no longer congregates on this wall at the back. It just, or in this area here, it just fades off into nothingness, indicating that we don't have one in this area nearby. And that is the end of that little mystery, or the start of it rather, because now we've got several more that we're going to need to get. If we want to get all of them, that is. So that is the start of our next quest. The other thing that we will be looking for, and will be part of our adventures as well, is we want to try and regain our abilities, which mean that we want to find some hero graves, and I believe they are marked by this symbol here. You can see there's a little arrow pointing to a hidey hole just next to it, but we are looking for candles on the map, and those will indicate where we can go and rest and get ourselves, or go and pray and get ourselves some more abilities. So there's another one there just in the west garden. Is it west garden? Yeah. Okay, that's going to be our next mystery to unfold. So that's everything for this time. If you enjoyed watching, then please leave a like, subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.